Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Thursday, June 1st. I'm your host, Kate Walker. A scorching hot day made for the worst conditions possible for firefighters across the province, battling a series of blazes from Shelburne County to the HRM. Crews from the U.S. are gearing up to come help this weekend.
11 water bombers are hitting the Shelburne and Barrington areas. 6 more water bombers are on the way from Montana. Firefighters are on the way from the United States. Firefighters are on the way from Costa Rica. And I want to assure each and every evacuee that everyone is completely focused on fighting these fires and supporting you.
In Tantallon, the out-of-control fire did not grow overnight and was considered 50% contained this morning. But again, worries were widespread for what 30-degree temperatures could mean. Our crews who were out in the Northwest Territories returned last night and were on the ground helping out fight the fires today.
Weather is going to be the determining factor here today. The relative humidity is low and the temperature is high, so that creates for a very dangerous fire situation.
Believe it or not, in the last 12 hours, we have had somebody burning leaves with a propane torch. We've had somebody else who was starting a bonfire. They are being investigated and fines will be levied by both the province and by the municipality. This is a clear violation of the no stupid policy, if ever there is one.
Some evacuees learned the fate of their homes today. The audit on damaged and destroyed buildings is now done, and municipal staff were calling affected residents today. Those who live in Indigo Shores were sent home last night after an emergency alert sent out rescinded the evacuation order and told them they could begin returning around 7:30 p.m.
Well, we in the municipality were very pleased and grateful that the IC was confident enough that we could reopen Indigo Shores yesterday. That was great news, and we celebrate that. We will open more, but we will do it in a controlled manner and in a manner that ensures the safety of all our residents.
The wildfire in Bedford held around 4 hectares and has been contained to 80%.
It's going well out there. The crews are back there now, and we're feeling relatively, and I stress relatively, we're feeling confident.
Neither fire grew in size overnight. 2 other serious fires also started in HRM this afternoon. A fire at the Waegwoltic Club in Halifax and another in Fall River. Police said they were called to the 6500 block of Coburg Road around 2 p.m. for a structure fire. Smoke could be seen coming from the top of the Waeg building. Coburg Road was closed to traffic west of Oxford Street and east to Chestnut Street. Chestnut Street was closed between Coburg Road and Jubilee Road. Jubilee Road was closed between Chestnut Street and Prior Street.
There is an active fire at the Waegwoltic Club in Halifax, which was under repairs. I understand there was one camp there who have safely evacuated. It is contained to that one building at this point in time, but it is a very active fire scene. We have an active fire in Fall River at 100 Perrin Drive. We have multiple crews at that fire who are not coming or being taken away from other fires in the community.
The Fall River fire is reported to be a brush fire on Perrin Drive in the Miller Lake area. Both fires are believed to be human-caused. Meantime, in Shelburne County, the largest wildfire on record continues to burn as it moves across the province's south shore to nearly 20,000 hectares. Volunteer firefighters from Lunenburg County started to roll into Shelburne County last night to help protect homes and buildings as the Barrington Lake wildfire crept closer toward the town of Shelburne, and a new fire broke out near Lake Road just outside town near Sandy Point. The Barrington Lake fire has covered over 18,000 hectares. The Lake Road fire has covered 120, both still out of control. Everyone in the municipality of Barrington and town of Clark's Harbour were advised by local EMO that they should be prepared to leave the municipality and the town on short notice.
We're anticipating a wind change, and we're not sure what that's going to bring. We know it's going to change the direction of the fire. And we just want to be prepared for the rest of the municipality. So to throw it out the door and say, is everybody going to be back to their homes and is everything going to be normal in the next week or two? I really don't think that's the case. I think we're in this for the long haul.
Roseway Hospital in Shelburne was evacuated yesterday, moving patients to facilities in Bridgewater and Lunenburg. Well, we know that the weather is a massive factor when it comes to fighting these wildfires, especially today on one of the hottest days of the year, the worst conditions possible in a time like this. However, there is a glimmer of hope as some rain is in the forecast beginning tomorrow night into Saturday. We're going to check in now with our weather specialist, Allister Aalders, with a look ahead on what to expect.
That's right, Kate. It was a very hot day here in Nova Scotia. In Halifax, temperatures were up into the low 30s with relative humidity between 20 and 30%. So obviously that did create some very volatile and extreme conditions for the wildfires today. You can see temperatures in the low 30s across much of western Nova Scotia. We also had a few pop-up thunderstorms in New Brunswick, and by this time tomorrow we could be dealing with some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. But the real relief will be coming tomorrow night. You can see that on the weather timeline as we go through the evening. It is generally clear tomorrow. By this time tomorrow, we do have some pop-up showers and a risk of thunderstorms. I think the greatest chance will be over western Nova Scotia. But as we go through Friday night, you can see the showers become more widespread and we have steadier periods of rain that do develop as we go through Friday night and continuing on Saturday. I've never been happier to see that rain in the forecast. Winds will also be shifting direction because the cold front will be crossing the province tomorrow, so you can see relatively light winds tonight into tomorrow. And then that shift over to the north as we go throughout the day on our Friday. Winds will be gusting between 30 and 60 kilometers per hour. So it will be windy, however, the wind will be coupled with, at least with some rain by the time we head into the upcoming weekend, so that is some good news with the fires. And this cold front is also going to help flush out some of the smoke. You can see there's the Barrington Lake fire still producing the most smoke, but watch as it starts to essentially clear out as that front passes over Nova Scotia, and just more so some local smoke around these fires as we go later Friday and through Saturday. And with more of a northerly component, that should help blow that smoke offshore.
And we'll check back in with Allister in the weather section. Well, the weather isn't the only cause for concern. The air quality index is putting people's lungs at risk, some more than others. The province is blanketed in special air quality statements today.
If you're living in the areas where there is wildfire smoke, you should also take steps to keep the indoor air as clean as possible. Keep your windows and doors closed as much as you can. If you have an air conditioner, you can run it, but keep the fresh air intake closed and the filter clean. Heat pumps are safe to use because they don't actually bring indoor or outdoor air into the home. And of course, if you need specific health advice, you can call 811. And if you feel you're in a medical emergency, you can call 911 and ask for immediate medical attention.
In Halifax, the air quality health index sits at a 4 with the weather, which is considered moderate risk, but it sits at a 7 when it comes to high risk in smoke. The higher the number, the higher the risk. According to the Lungs NSPEI, a nonprofit that provides programs and services to prevent and manage lung disease, people considered most at risk in smoky conditions are people with chronic respiratory issues and diseases, seniors, infants and children, pregnant women, and outdoor workers. It's time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thanks, Kate. On today's edition, SaltWire NSCC interns Cam Dolliver and Dan Briand take us to the pitch to recap a super soccer event.
On this edition of the Atlantic Sports Wire, we dive into the thrilling world of soccer as members of Suburban FC share exclusive insights on the Maritime Super Series.
Basically what it is, it's a pilot project to prove the concept of League One Canada. League One Canada is the league that operates below the CPL across the country, everywhere but the Atlantic provinces and the Maritimes. So there's been a lot of talk of trying to get it going here in this region. So us, along with a couple other clubs and people that wanted to make it happen, just decided that let's just get to it and run it.
There's a buzz around like other parts of the provinces, and we wanted to be a part of that too. You know, we feel like there's talent here. It needs exposure, right? Regardless of how good players are, if there's no exposure there, it makes it difficult for you to move anywhere. So us at Suburban, we felt like this is something that we needed to do for our club, but other clubs especially, like they deserve the opportunity to get seen as well. That's how this came about. Really, we really strive to put our players in a position to succeed. You know, I think people need to know that these kind of events will be out there. Like we said before, exposure for the players, and that in turn, once you get more high-level exposure, more high-level programs, more high-level players, it becomes more watchable for those who aren't necessarily immersed in the sport already. I think you've seen that with the Wanderers, right? You build something and they come.
So I think ideally from an umbrella, from an overarching piece, is to make League One happen. If League One doesn't think it's feasible and it doesn't happen, we'll keep this going. We have to have this level available for players, and we have to have this pathway. So whether it's through League One, whether it's through Maritime Super Series 2024 and beyond, I think it's just, we prove that this can happen and we just keep it going.
If you would like to learn more about Suburban FC, you can check out their website at suburbanfc.ca. And to find out more about the Maritime Super Series, go to maritimesuperseries.ca. In Bedford, I'm Cameron Dolliver for SaltWire.
On to weather now. To see what's coming up in the forecast, we're going to check back in now with our weather specialist, Allister Aalders.
Hi again, Kate. Well, it was a very hot day across HRM. Temperatures, as I mentioned earlier, were up into the low 30s. Now, it was sunny, but we did have local smoke and haze around from those wildfires. Big change to the weather pattern, though, coming as we go through tomorrow and into the upcoming weekend. So as we head over the next 24 hours, just a few clouds tonight, but local smoke and haze still around. The temperature this evening, very warm, near 24 degrees. Starting the day near 15 degrees on Friday morning with a chance of showers developing, but overall a mix of sun and cloud. Now, I have included the thunderstorm icon for tomorrow afternoon. I think it's a relatively low risk. We do not need any lightning. Chance of showers, though, risk of thunderstorms and a high temperature heading up to 25 degrees tomorrow. But get ready for the change. I've put so many rain icons in the 7-day forecast, and I'm very happy to. Periods of rain develop Friday night, continuing Saturday. Showers on Sunday. You can see temperatures also a lot cooler. We're back well below the seasonal average. And really, for much of next week, it's going to be unsettled with periods of rain and showers in the forecast right through until Thursday. It's a welcome sight, certainly, in this forecast. Kate.
Thank you, Allister. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com. And you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Turn off the noise. Tune in to what matters. What matters is information you can trust. What matters is the news you can use to make life's big decisions. Informed healthcare choices, casting the smart vote, or opening that business. What matters is understanding the world around you. Let SaltWire connect you to what matters with unlimited access to the information you need for only $20 for the first year. Become a member today.